back to Bennystake. I'm your girl Benny and Chow. I'm here to bring you guys my thoughts on season 7 of Love is Blind, episode 12, and then the reunion, which was essentially episode 13. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload. Help your girl out. I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm doing my best, okay? I'm doing my best, all right? So definitely subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload. But let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about that actually was the main thing of episode 12 was, the two weddings. Tyler and Ashley said yes, and Garrett and what's her name? Garrett and Taylor also said yes. But the biggest thing that actually happened on that episode is essentially the breakup between Trader Joe's himself and our good sis Marissa. Comment down below, let me know what your initial thoughts were as far as that. Immediately I was like, okay, stand up, girl. Like, I'm sorry. Stand up. Okay, stand up. You're not about to have Trader Joe's have you out here weeping on my screen, okay? Jesus wept, Marissa wept on my screen. And I'm just kind of like, dang, girl, like, stand up. What more do you want him to say? His reasoning did not make no sense. Because the thing about energy, I'm just saying kind of like the energy is like the energizer bunny that you are, and you're giving a lot of energy, and our energies are not energizing the way energy they're supposed to energize. During the energetic exchange of energies that energizes the energetic people. This is why we cannot work. And I'm like, sis, where did he lose you? He said the energy, right? He said the energy. You know, the energizers of the energies requires energy that you have, but apparently I do not have, and these things are energetically energized. It's an energy thing. Where did he lose you? I know he lost me, okay? Because I was sitting over here calculating, I'm like, okay, so it's about the energy. All right. What the energy do, I wasn't clear, but it was about energy. What are energy companies, please? So somebody go ahead and hire Trader Joe's. I have never seen somebody talk about energy more than Trader Joe's. Let us know about the energies that energize the relationship that required energy. I still am not clear why exactly he broke up with that baby. Or it was too much. He felt overwhelmed. He felt exhausted. I'm like, okay. There are so many things that can make you feel overwhelmed and exhausted throughout this procedure, right? Throughout this entire process of Love is Blind. There are so many things that can make anybody feel overwhelmed, exhausted, tired, and questioning themselves. There's so many things. One being that there are cameras. Second, the timing. You guys have a short span of time, okay? You guys have a short span of time to make big decisions. To figure out birth control, to figure out family planning, to figure out your views on really big things. That can easily make anybody feel overwhelmed. That can easily make anybody feel tired. People are recording you. People are recording you have these vulnerable moments. People are recording everything. That's not on Marissa. That's not on her having so much energy that you cannot handle. No. That's on the fact that there are cameras there, right? Recording your every move. You guys have to make a big life decision in 3 weeks of meeting each other? It's a lot of adjustment. That had nothing. He made it seem as though that baby was just like a kid in a candy store. He made Marissa seem as though Marissa was just so overbearing. That Marissa was just talking him to death. That Marissa was just annoying him the whole time. And I'm like, that cannot even be true. If it is true that Marissa was a law student at the time, and she had to also work, and she also had to commute, that baby was not with you as much as you made it seem in that breakup. Whereas her energy was just annoying you so much. No. Maybe the pressure of having to get married so soon got to you. Cool, I'll give you that. But to sit over here and make that baby feel as though there was something wrong with her. Oh, I done spoke to my whatchamacallit. I done spoke to my family and my friends, and I don't repeat the same mistakes that I did. Sir, you are the one that was married. You are the one that you knew you were married before coming to this experiment. It was your responsibility to make sure that you dealt with all of the things that you needed to deal with from your previous marriage before coming on my screen to try and find love blindly. That was your responsibility. Why did you not figure that out before ending up breaking that girl's heart? Why did you not? Trader Joe's. So you had the time to braid your hair 75 different ways. One style was here, the other style was there, the other one was down here. You had all the time, but you ain't had the time to figure out all the things that you needed to figure out before coming and arguing this baby down about her military service, arguing her down over birth control, arguing her down and just talking nonsensical things on my screen. Why did you not do that? Because now 2 days, 1, 2, okay? Trader Joe's, 2 days. 2 days after meeting her whole family, letting her know how sure you are, how confident you are. All of a sudden, now you're talking about the energy that was energetic, that energized the Energizer Bunny. Sir, that pissed me off so much. And when that pissed me off, and then to see Marissa so brokenhearted about it, a part of me was just kind of like, girl, stand up. Okay? Stand up. I felt so bad for her. So that was like my initial thing. But then I had to be a little bit more empathetic, because the reality is 2 days ago, this baby was telling her a whole different thing. 2 days ago, he was willing to fight. 2 days ago, he was willing to sign the prenup to ensure all of the things. 2 days ago, they were talking about, their lives together and planning the wedding, all of the ways that they're going to do the wedding. 2 days ago, he was letting that baby know that he doesn't want an all-black wedding and all that stuff. This was 2 days ago. Okay? It may sound dumb to us as viewers. It definitely sounds dumb to me. But this girl fell in love with this man. She did. She fell in love with this man. Gave it everything she had. Okay? Everything she had. And this man agreed that he also fell in love with her, and he was willing to walk down the aisle with her. And then 2 days. 2 days after all this certainty, this man comes out of nowhere on some energy that energized, and then the energies and the fears of yesterday that's going to come tomorrow in her life, and then he's not sure of all the things because, he don't want to repeat the same mistakes he made with the ex, and then his family, and then his brothers were telling him that all of these things was too soon. Sir, this is season 7 of Love is Blind. This is season 7 of Love is Blind. This is season 7 of Love is Blind. For 7 seasons, okay? Y'all been getting on my screen, finding love blindly. You mean to tell me you ain't knew the timeline? What really happened, Ramses? I'm going to give you the respect and call you by your name once. You're not going to get this again. Ramses, what is this? You ain't new. You ain't knew the timeline. So now he's breaking up with this baby. Poor girl, she's crying, and a part of me is like, stand up, but I also get it. You fell in love. Okay? You fell in love. This man sold you an idea. So this came out of nowhere. So obviously your body's just going to panic. So she's sitting there weeping. I'm talking about Jesus wept, Marissa wept. That baby is crying. And then the producers, why? We got it. Okay, she's heartbroken. They kept showing her crying. Comment down below, let me know how y'all felt about that, but it annoyed me so much because I'm just gonna, okay, enough. I hate how much you see these women go on these shows, right? They're falling in love, they're giving love a chance and all that stuff. And time after time, you see how this show and the people that are casted on these shows literally break their hearts to the point where you always have black women ending up just like crying like Boo Boo the Fool. Monica, okay? Boo Boo the Fool. Marissa look like Boo Boo the Fool. Okay? Ashley, whose intelligence we're not gonna question. Again, Boo Boo the Fool. And so while that baby crying in production, they literally had the camera on her for 3 to 5 business days. That baby was just a crying. And I'm like, we get it. Next scene. No, she's still there like crying here. On this angle, she was crying. She laid down here, she was crying. Over here, she was crying. Y'all gonna know the Marissa cry. We gonna make sure y'all see that baby cry. That pissed me off, please. We get it. The same way y'all keep the important things that we need to see that y'all don't be showing, y'all did not have to show us that baby crying and breaking down for what felt like eternity. We gonna give you black women tears every time. That pissed me off. And then while she's crying, while Ramses in his crop top got the nerve to be crying as well, meanwhile, his butt crack is showing. Sir, get off my screen. Immediately. Was it because she didn't want you to cross her canal without protection? Is that what happened? Because you did not want to go down there with covering. Is that what happened, Ramses? Because all of a sudden, the energy was fine, no? All of a sudden, the energy is not energizing. Trader Joe's. So now we are at the reunion. Initial thoughts, everybody looked amazing. Everybody looked gorgeous. We had the old cast. I didn't even recognize Jessica from season 1. She looks so different now. She has a whole husband and a whole kid. That was nice to see that she says, she's living her life, doing what she needs to do. We saw Marshall. Marshall is still single. We saw AD. And I will say, one thing about AD and Marshall's, they was going to give us the reactions. The two of them was like, I would literally watch a compilation of all their facial expressions, okay, on this here reunion. Okay? AD, gorgeous. AD, who you dating? AD all day. Who you dating? My sister AD, you better have your parachute this time around. Because we know you for falling, jumping off planes without parachutes. Please have your parachute this time around. You are way too gorgeous. They looked amazing. The reactions was priceless. We had the parents in there as well. The audience was packed. Comment down below. Do you like this whole idea of bringing old candidates and immersing their stories into the reunion? I don't like that. Right? Was it cool to see Jessica's show? Was it cool to see Bliss, and Zach show? AD is always going to give us body. AD is always going to give us personality. AD is always going to give us vibes. Sure. But I don't care. I don't care about y'all. I'm sorry. We are talking about season 7. Use up all the time, to give us the tea and the breakdown of everything that happened. Because we're talking about what AD is doing. We're looking at Jessica's freaking wedding video. Beautiful, by the way. We're looking at all that. But there were still questions that we did not have answered. Number 1 couple to get addressed, we have we have Tyler and Ashley. So they're talking about how they said I do, this, that, and the third. And the conversation comes about, which we all were waiting. Who are them kids? Is you the father or not? Is you the father or not? Ashley, I love you. As a black woman, I do. Right? I love you down. And you pretty, you gorgeous. Love you down. But if you're going to ask us not to question your intelligence, I kindly ask that you lead by example and not question our intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Because that moment felt to me like you were gaslighting the public for having questions about something that you found out privately, but then insisted that the very thing that you found out privately between you and your partner, you insisted that that very thing, the kids, you insisted that it be recorded. You said that because it would not be authentic. You will not get the full experience if that's not shown on camera. Right. Now that the public had questions about a private matter that you decided to make public, now that the public was concerned for you, making sure that you're not getting your heart broken, making sure that nobody's playing in your face, you started to look at us as if we are the problem. Ma'am, in the original scene, when Tyler done told you that he donated his sperm to help his his friend and her wife be able to start a family, it wasn't enough for you that be kept private. You brought it up to the public so that the public can know what was actually going on. I did not lose you so far, right? That's what happened. So now all the public knows is the fact that this man said he has never met those kids. All the public knew at the time of the show airing was that Tyler does not have a relationship with those kids. That in fact those kids are simply, for lack of a better term, and I'm not trying to reduce their existence, I'm not trying to reduce their lives, but he called those kids sperm babies. That he did not have a relationship with, that the kids did not know what he looked like, that he was not a father or a father figure to these kids, that it was simply something that God told him, thus says the Lord. It was simply something that the Lord had told him, okay, to go ahead and give his little sperm so they can produce and multiply. That's what the public knew. When the show aired, come to find out, lo and behold, beholding the laws, the public now found out that no, that was in fact a lie. Those were not just sperm babies. He was in fact in their lives. Okay? Pajama parties, Christmas parties. Those kids recognize him as their father. So now when the public is like, wait a minute, we feel bad for Ashley. We want to make sure that our good sis is okay. Now you're turning it around during this reunion, okay? Hitting my screen and the screen of the people of God, letting us know that we should not question your intelligence. Who do we think has more insight, us, the public, or you? But then under the same breath, you admit that in that very scene, Tyler lied. He lied and said those kids do not know him. He's never met them. Those kids do not even know him as a father or as a person. You admitted that. So the TikToks and all the video that has come about, it corroborates that story. But you want to stay married to this man. So even though this whole thing could have been kept private, we probably should not have never even found out about Tyler and his sperm babies or non-sperm babies. You brought it to our screen. Then got mad at us for trying to defend you. Sis. And of course the hosts, they don't ask nothing. They don't ask nothing that makes sense because, okay, if you said the Lord and told you, because that's what Tyler said, the Lord and told him to go ahead and give one of his swimmers to his best friend, really close friend, right? As far as them starting a family. Cool. Tyler has 3 kids. Sperm or otherwise, it's 3. All of those times, the Lord told him to do that. Because I'll give you the first one. And then I heard that the other ones are like twins. Okay. So the first time the Lord told him to do that. And then the second time the Lord told him to do that with the same people. Going to a sperm bank is not that expensive. I think it's worth it for us to plug that in. It's not that expensive. So that's 1. And 2, the allegations around child support, they were not addressed. That was not addressed. So you admitted that even in that moment, in that scene, He lied. He denied those kids. He denied those kids. He denied fathering those kids. Because if I'll give it to you at one sperm, okay. But then what about the other? You have 3 kids. What about the other kids? Can we address that? They don't address that. You don't tell us nothing. Yet and still you turn around and blame us as if we are the problem and not Tyler. They're also talking about him being engaged. Even while he quote-unquote donated this sperm, he was still engaged, but come to find out the second time it was not a donation, it was the traditional way. TikTok told us all of this. And TikTok told us all of this because when he told this to you privately, you didn't want to keep it private. You wanted the public to know because it would be quote-unquote disingenuous. It would not be true to the process. So now people are coming over here wondering, like, wait a minute, that's our girl. What's going on? We write her down. We want to make sure she's okay. And then you turning around and you looking at us like, we're the ones that manufacture this whole thing. No. It's Tyler that has kids. 3. 3 that he lied about. 3 that he did not mention in the pods. It was giving my man, all of y'all are haters. But what I would agree with Tyler and even Ashley is that at the end of the day, that's their business, that's not ours. But at the same time, we know about this because you brought it to the screen. He didn't tell that to you in the screens. Or he was just trying to protect the integrity of the children. To protect the integrity of the children. Denying them on national television. Denying having a relationship with them. And then she gonna say, oh, it's because, you know, he comes from a single mom family, a single household. So obviously he was gonna be stepping up to help these lesbian friends raise the kids. Hey, Ashley. Hey, the trumpet is that good. The trumpet is that good that you believe that story. Because to me, it's beginning to sound like everything that he said in the past. I'm not trying to negate the struggles of single moms. I'm not trying to negate the story that her mother went through. I'm not trying to negate that. But it's beginning to sound like he set it up for this very moment. You know me, I'm from a single household. You know, I understand the struggle that single moms face. I always want to do my best because I didn't do my best for my mother. I always want to make sure I'm going to cry. Okay, I'm going to write in my journal and I'm going to cry. It sounds to me, it's beginning to sound to me like he said all of those things in the past. Earned your trust. Got you to fall in love. So that for this moment, when he finally tells you that, hey, I actually have these kids, that you would have a soft space for him to land on. But the thing is, you're in love with him, we're not. So we're able to see this for what it is. This man is playing in your face. I'm talking about Uno. Okay? Uno. This man is playing in your face. For Ash, we're going to write it down. I've seen people like even on TikTok, like when I'm scrolling or even on Instagram, we're going to write it down for our good sis. Men will do anything to embarrass you. Poor her. Only for you to turn around and be like, y'all are the haters, y'all are the problem, sis. The trumpet is that good. Is he crossing the canal well? Is he knocking the door? Is he ringing your doorbell enough? My sister, please. It started giving like gaslighting, like you're gaslighting the public. Like we didn't just see everything play out. You were concerned because it wasn't making no sense. That's why you brought it to the public. The public was concerned because it wasn't making no sense, and we ended up finding out more stories that man omitted. Oh, he told this to me privately. Okay. Say you want to stay married and just go with that. I would respect that because it's not giving. You know, I'm not going to call you Boo Boo the Fool, but if this was Boo Boo the Fool, union. You're not saying union between the two of y'all. And I'm not going to try to slander that at all. You love that baby and all of his 75 children that he done sperm and non-sperm during the declarations of the declaring of what was privately private between the two of y'all. If you like it, baby, I love it. I'm not going to slander y'all. Okay? Y'all are together. I'm not going to try to slander that. But please, please do not insult us. Garrett and Taylor, they're still together. Nothing about them has really changed. Garrett looks different. You know, he's trying now for fashion or whatever the case is. I don't care enough. Kudos to them. You know, they seem to be working out well. I don't have nothing else to say. I don't really... They're together. Marissa and Trader Joe's, they actually addressed their breakup. And again, this baby is still giving us the whole same thing. Energy that was energized during the energy and the energetic. And Marissa sitting there like, oh, you know, I just feel bad because, you know, I had no say in this. I had no say. I was not privy. I had no say in how you were feeling. Yes, you are not supposed to have a say in the way a man feels about you. He should feel about you the way he feels about you. And based off of the way a man feels about you, he's then going to treat you accordingly. You should not have to have a say in how a man feels about you. That's not where you get to have your opinion. Oh, I think you should like me. If he doesn't, he doesn't. So that did not make any sense to me, which is why it made me feel like, okay, stand up. Because what was there to talk about? He said he didn't want you. What say did you want to have in that? What say did you want to have in that? Did you want to try to convince him? Did you want to start to make a pros and cons list of why he should stay with you? What say did you want to have in how a man feels about you? His own feelings. What say did you want to have? So now Nikki D and Hannah, it comes to their turn, and I'm just kind of like, I have to say this. Hannah. My sister, you have not learned not a one thing. You have learned nothing. In this last year, you've learned nothing. You looked amazing, right? You lost your weight. Even then, I always thought, you know, she was a pretty girl. But I guess losing weight was important for you. You lost your weight. You look amazing. Body, you know, the hair was a little bit longer. Makeup was on point. Really pretty. But you have learned nothing. You've learned nothing. I'm just so direct. I'm just so direct. I'm just so direct. I'm just so direct. I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. Nick, hush. I'm speaking. I'm just so direct. I'm just so direct. But I'm sorry I was so cruel to you. Man. You have not learned a damn thing in this last year. You have not learned a damn thing. You still do not know how to communicate. You still do not know how to take any feedback as far as how to communicate better. If it has been given to you maybe through therapy or through your friends, it still has not registered. It still has not become a part of, you know, your communication skills. You have learned nothing. In the last year, you have learned absolutely nothing. All right? Nothing. Nada. Rien. Et le côté. Zit. You have learned nothing. You are still here hashing this man, interrupting him, calling him everything under the sun. It's just kind of like you have learned nothing. So when people are still dragging you online, I'm struggling. Anna, I have said it on all my reviews. I literally did. Hannah's approach was always wrong and it was always disrespectful. But the issues she had with Nick were not. Y'all can disagree with me from now till kingdom come. And it is a reality of life that I believe it applies for everybody. However, I think it's more pronounced with women. How you say certain things matters. Okay? The difference between being assertive and being combative is sometimes gender, very so often race. But the race conversation doesn't even apply here, but the gender does. The way you say things naturally is always going to be scrutinized more coming from a woman. I'm not saying this in defense of Hannah and her behavior. We've already established she was disrespectful. We've established that she hasn't changed much in the last year, right? But it is important to note that sometimes women get scrutinized for what they say a lot more than men do. We can't deny that. And in this case, it was a perfect example of if you had just said it better, if you had just worded it better. I'm a very direct person too, right? But if you had just worded it a lot better, everybody would be focusing on all of the ways in which Nick is not actually all that the world is making him seem. He's not. You were right, friend. You were right. At 28 years old, nobody should be going on Love is Blind, trying to find love blindly, while at the same time living with their parents. There is no shame in living with your parents, absolutely not. But there is very much, and there should be shame, around living with your parents, okay? Having them pay for your phone bill, having them pay for your car insurance, having them cook for you because evidently you don't even know how to boil water for pasta, okay? There is everything wrong with that person coming on Love is Blind, trying to find love blindly. You were right. But you yelled at him, you insulted him, you called him a boy, you called him childish, you were in his face like this. If you had said it better, nobody would be worried about defending Nick the way they have. They're defending him because of how you presented yourself. But there was always validity in the things that you were, asking him. Always. Always. How you say things matter. It shouldn't matter even more for women, but the reality is it does. There are so many things men get away with saying. But even I, as a woman with my YouTube channel, there are so many times I have to mince my words. I have to figure what is the best way that I can say this without coming across as one way. Is it unfortunate? Yes. But that's the reality of where we live. That's the reality of how we live. That's number one. And also number two, you were just plain right disrespectful. So now the messaging is now lost in translation. Nikki D is now a hero. Never mind you that with that note that you found of him, it was never about him coming to find love. It was a marketing strategy for his real estate. No wonder whenever you were being mean to him, he just said there, I just love you, I just love you. There was an image that he needed to protect. I'm going to sell 2 houses. I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. And I'm going to be the most famous person on Love is Blind. He got the fame now. You gave him the fame because you did not work on your communication style. You did not work on not being disrespectful. So you made him a hero even though he's not. Because let's remove Hannah. Let's just remove Hannah for a second. You have a man who's 28 years old, living with his parents in their basement. His parents are paying for his phone bills. They're paying for his car insurance. They're paying for his health insurance. This man cannot cook because his mother cooks for him. This man is talking about, we're having conversation around stock. This man is not talking about stock, he's talking about sports because he's well versed in sports. This man is not even ringing your doorbell. When it comes to doing household chores, yeah, she was cleaning with 75 different paper towels, which people have been dragging online. A man should not have to be told, can you please do this? Can you please help this? Can you please? That makes the partner a mother. Because only parents should tell children to do things that are obvious to them. An adult should know to just get up and take out trash. Perhaps Nick would have developed those skills had he lived alone. Perhaps he would know how to boil water had he lived alone before trying to find love on Love is Blind. When you think about it like that and you remove Hannah and her nastiness, Nick as a person, he's not a candidate that should have ever made it on Love is Blind. I stand by that. 10 toes. Okay? I stand. And when I'm tired of standing, I'ma sit down. I'ma sit on this. But that's not what we're talking about. That's not what people online are talking about. People are just dragging you for your approach. People are dragging you for what you were saying. People are dragging you for all those things. But there was always validity in what you were saying. In the reunion, you proved their point. Because you came hushing this man. I'm speaking. Girl, that is nasty. But Marissa put it best. Yes, Hannah is a bitch. We've established that. She's mean and she's nasty. We've established that. But Nick should not be getting the pass that y'all are giving to him. He shouldn't. I even saw a video where somebody was talking about, oh, you know, she was over here expecting him to take out the trash. Women just be having expectation. Women just having expectation. Okay. Tim was expecting that Alex at least help out when, when his parents came over. Was that not an expectation? Nobody was getting mad at that. Tim was expecting that Alex would go and wash the dishes. Nobody was getting mad at that. Why? Because they both live in that same space. Tim cooked. Why would it be bad for Alex to go wash the dishes? Nobody had a problem with a man expecting a woman to do household chores. Nobody had a problem with that, and I agree. Alex should have definitely washed the dishes. That man cooked, served the family, did that. You should have definitely done a little something because you guys both exist in that space. Nobody had a problem with Tim expecting that of Alex. But the minute Hannah says, you are a grown man who also live here. I should not be the one telling you to take out the trash. I should not be the one to tell you maybe you should clean up like here and there. I should not be the one to do that. You should do that. I'm expecting that as a man that's living under this roof with me, that you too would do that. The internet is mad. That's a double standard. Again, Tim was well within his right. Alex, he cooked. You could clean. When I cook, my husband cleans. When he cooks, I clean. We live here together. When I make a mess, I clean after myself. When he makes a mess, he cleans after himself. We live here together. I'm expecting that he cleans after himself. I'm expecting that he's doing what he needs to do for the household that we live in. Tim was not wrong for that expectation. Absolutely not. Neither was Hannah. That's the point I'm trying to drive home. Her expecting that Nick would take out the trash. People are talking about it online like she did something so cruel. Oh my gosh. You don't have a job. You don't have a job. You don't have, okay, and he lives there too. And her not having a job did not mean that she's not able to support herself. She quit her job, but she always spoke about all the things that she had in place to save and support her own self. She wasn't leeching onto Nick for nothing because there was nothing to leech on. Let's be for real. And so they're out here tootsie rolling. Nick is denying. I never said that. I always found her beautiful. I always found her beautiful. I never found her beautiful. Blah, blah, blah. And then Marissa is like, is anybody going to say anything? Now half the audience is like, now come on, bro. All the women are saying, Garrett going to be like, oh, this is so immature. No, this is not immature. You know he said it. You know he said it. But right now you're trying to respect the bro code. I get that. But you know he said it. Finally, Trader Joe's was like, now come on. We got to take some accountability. We got to do the thing. Now he gonna backpedal and backtrack and backslide and tootsie roll on some, oh, I was underwhelmed, but I never called her a grenade. I never no. That's not something anybody would make up. You said it. You said it. But you had a reputation to protect. You're a real estate agent. You wanna be likable. You want people to like you. That's how you make your sales. That's why you're on this show. So you always have to maintain a clean reputation. You always have to maintain a clean look as to how you're being portrayed. And I do have to say, maybe you guys might disagree with me. I actually have no problem with that. If I go on a show like that, I will make sure that I'm mindful of my words just to ensure that I don't end up like Hannah. But it's okay to admit that. It's okay to admit that and not paint yourself as a saint who just sat here and did everything perfectly, and Hannah was just like this mean bully of a girl who just came and picked on you for no reason. No, that was not the case. Any grown woman, any grown adult who has lived with a man, who has seen the nuances of relationship and how things sometimes tend to play out in marriages. This is not my marriage, but I've seen certain things the way it plays out. Anybody who knows that would definitely see Hannah's frustration. Nick was giving a man child. Okay? She was giving a man child. But Hannah, you need to work on that. Nothing about you has changed. I'm sorry. Nothing about you has changed. Absolutely nothing. You got to work on that. And so now we have Tim and Alex. And the story is so inconsistent. And at this point, I'm just so over it. Comment down below, let me know. But they rehash again the argument that happened in Cabo. And in this argument, Alex lets us know that, oh, she was missing her family. Her dad was just taken into like a rehab center or something. And she hadn't spoken to them in 3 weeks. And so she just wanted her space. Alex on the other side says, we were leaving the pool party. She was moving ahead, okay? And I was going behind her because this is my fiance. I want to make sure that my fiance is doing okay or whatever the case is. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then Alex ends up saying like, oh, I put my hand in your mouth to try to protect you because we're getting really loud. It was like an hour of us arguing. And production had to come in and break things off or something along those lines. And I'm like, pause. So production was there. What are y'all not saying? She confirmed that it wasn't a violent thing, that it wasn't nothing crazy or abusive or anything like that. She confirmed that. But if production was there, where is the footage? Where is the footage? Because from the two scenarios, my dad, I'm missing home. I'm trying to be there for my fiance. There is still so much of a gap as to, I don't understand how we got to you calling that man a low-ass bitch and for him to have his finger in your face and for you to have your hand on his mouth. Walk me through it. Production was there. Maybe I don't understand how production works. But by production, we're not talking the camera crew, maybe the director, the producer. Comment down below, let me know. But from what she was saying and what he was saying, how did we land on little ass bitch and, you know, I'm going to have my finger in your face, I'm going to belittle you, I'm going to yell at you the whole time. Walk me through how we got there. Walk me through. I still don't understand what actually happened. Walk me through. And then sis gonna say, oh, when we came back, after you met my father, we were having dinner. You done told me that you were having doubts about marrying me. Okay. So now she's like, okay, if you're having doubts, I guess I'm going to check out too. So I've worked all day now. I'm meeting your parents. I'm meeting your family. We were together for 4 and something hours. I'm going to go to bed and lay down because I have to go, I have to go bartend later on. We didn't see none of that. I don't know what the argument was. Because then they ended up on the screen just going back and forth. And I'm trying to piece it like, what actually happened? I still maintain it was unnecessary to call the wedding off because somebody fell asleep or took a nap. Somebody that you proposed to blindly. I maintain that it was unnecessary to go ahead and end things with them just because of that. That doesn't make any sense to me. You gave that lady your sister's, your sister's bracelet. You fell so much in love blindly. And then that baby takes a nap, all of a sudden we're breaking up. Production. Where is the rest of the footage? Because now y'all are playing in our faces. And people online are dragging Alex. And I'm like, okay, what exactly did y'all see in Alex that you guys are dragging her for? People are also dragging, some parts of it are dragging Tim. I can give you the whole sleeping thing, the whole I never want to see you again. But again, with the two of them, we don't have enough information. Even as to how these people got together, we don't have... All they talked about was everybody that died. You know, my sister died. My other sister died. Abraham Lincoln died. Lazarus died. Jesus died, but resurrected though. Hallelujah. Martin Luther King died. Okay? Everybody died. That's all they talk about. I still don't know what got them together. Right now, I'm still unclear what actually broke them up. Where did the doubt start? The argument in Kabul. I miss my family, I need space. It sounds to me like if you tell somebody, hey, I miss my family, I need a little bit of space. I don't see how then he starts yelling at you and putting his finger in your face. I don't see how you're taking your hand, putting it on his mouth, calling him a little ass bitch. And then meanwhile, production had to come and make sure things were okay. So production was there. What happened? I don't know. They don't know either. Just a waste of time. And then we have Monica and Steven Mutombo Ikechuku. And then it's just like Mutombo has learned nothing. Nothing about him has changed. This man is like, I'm so sorry. Still talking about sex. He's still talking about, it's okay for me to be like a piece of meat. I don't know. Vanessa said something along the lines, I don't know what the conversation was. I remember. So Leo and Brittany, they left Miami and they came over here. The two of them still not making no sense. Okay? Still not making no sense. They asked Brittany, how did you feel in that moment? She gonna say, I understand why they did not choose us to go to Cabo. You know, we're definitely the weekend's link. I was uncomfortable, but I wasn't uncomfortable because of him. I actually was snuggling next to him. It just was like a bunch of nothing. Why did you guys break up? We just realized that we're better friends. It's because we're taking a sip of my drink. And then I just like, our lifestyle just will not work. And I'm like, get off my screen, please. Please get off my screen. Leo, did you realize how much you spoke about money? I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I mentioned how much money I have. I really do need to work on not talking about how much money I have, but I do have so much money to talk about, but I do not need to be talking about so much money that I have, which I do have. Nothing has changed. Brittany, can you spell physicist? F-I-Z-I. Brittany. And so this man is coming up to us with like a whole analogy. They asked him, why did you drag both Hannah and Brittany for so long? The thing is, when you go to a restaurant, sometimes they give you an option between pasta and a steak. And when you're in a group with people, you wait to choose last minute and you want to decide because, you know, pasta is good and the steak is good, but you're trying to decide. So you wait to the last minute to make sure that you really know whether or not you want pasta or steak. And I'm like, dang it. Now I want a pasta. Okay? Now I want a pasta and I ain't even planned for it. So that's what brought Mutombo, and Vanessa was like, well, I'm sure women do not want to be described as a pasta or a piece of meat. Why come Mutombo? Nobody has to unannounce, me, I don't mind being a piece of meat, sir. So sometimes have shame. You know, so sometimes have shame. You went down there and read all the Negro books. You ate the nigger waffles. Why don't you go to the library and find you books about shame? Okay, read a little bit about that. It's just too much. And so as soon as he said that, I'm talking about everybody in the audience, it was the biggest eye roll. Everybody was just kind of like, what? How are we here? How are you here? Did not make no sense. None whatsoever. So they finally get to them and he's talking about, oh, I'm apologizing. I don't know what else to say. I've been apologizing. There's nothing else I can say but apologize. I have so much respect for this girl. And then Monica's like, you didn't have respect for me. Please, stop with the nonsense. Oh, I wrote the letter. And then Monica's like, you wrote that letter just so you can come and be bragging here. Nothing has changed about Mutombo Ikechukwu. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Ashley and Tyler pissed me off the jump. Hannah has learned nothing. She lost weight. Nick, again, I maintain everything I said about Nick. He should never have been casted. Never. Mutombo Ikechukwu, nothing has changed. Brittany still cannot spell. She's dating somebody new. Altogether was, I don't want to say waste of my time, but altogether, it was entertaining. I'm not going to lie. Marissa, in her defense, this is another thing I wanted to say. They've both, everybody on that stage, they started like, oh, Hannah's just a bitch. Hannah's just a bitch. Hannah's just a bitch. And I'm like, okay, if she's so much of the bitch that you guys are saying she is, why are you defending her with your entire life? Oh, we're best friends, but she's such a bitch. Even if I come across bitchy to other people, my friends will never describe me as bitchy. I could come across bitchy to people who do not know me and do not know how direct I am. But my friends, my family, they will never say that about me. All of y'all are acknowledging and are saying that she's bitchy. And has been bitchy even to you guys. Marissa, why were you using your last breath to defend that baby? Why? If you bitchy to me, unless you're getting crucified, I ain't got nothing to say. If you being bitchy to me, prepare for all the times that people are going to be bitchy to you. Prepare to receive the bitchiness. Prepare. Because I ain't got nothing else that I'm going to say. If you've been bitchy to me, baby, when people are going to be bitchy to you, that's going to be me. I ain't going to have nothing to say. Nothing and a half. Okay? So, watching Marissa defend, what's his name? Defend Hannah with her entire chest. I'm just kind of like, damn, y'all are committed to these things. You know, y'all are really committed to these things. And then Nick gonna say, oh, I forgot to mention this. Nick gonna say, oh, then why did you, if you think I'm such a horrible person, why did you hit me up later so that we can hang out? And then before even Hannah responds, so Marissa gonna jump in like, we are all human. I even fucked him after. By him, she meant Trader Joe. I'm like, Marissa. Nobody even asked you. Nobody even asked you. You want to just jump and divulge that information. If he hit it right, you want to go, do a little reverse, a little U-turn. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that things align. I'm not judging. I'm not negating that. But nobody even asked you. You just gave that information. And you want to be a lawyer. That's it on me, y'all. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Turn the notification bell so you always know when I upload. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Did you guys care for this reunion? Did it give? Did it not give? Is there anything that I missed that you guys wanted me to cover as far as this? Comment it down below. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Bye, Z's.